Hello, my name is Donna Dean and I am your Apprenticeship Support and Knowledge Advisor. Here is your presentation on an introduction to apprenticeships for students, and I will now hand you over to me in the studio.
Thank you, Donna. So, what is an apprenticeship all about? It is basically a job, but it is a job that you have to go and find. I don't hand them out, neither do your teachers or your parents or people that look after you. It is a decision that you have to make from day one. But what do you get on an apprenticeship? You will be earning a wage, and they are quite nice wages, and we will go on to those in a little while. You will have to work for at least 30 hours a week. Now that may be more and that may be less, depending on who you go and work for and depending on what your employer needs from you. But during your work time, you will also study towards a job-related qualification. Now again, nothing to worry about here because your employer will actually choose the course for you. They choose the right one to go alongside the job that you're doing. So they choose it for you because they know the company better than you do at the moment. You will also have to, on day one, sign a contract of employment. Now this means that you will be entitled to the wages. You will also be entitled to things like holiday pay, any other Christmas bonuses, anything that the company gives to their other employers, you are entitled to as well. But it also means, as you sign on that dotted line, that you are actually promising to give yourself to this company 100%. So you will go to work every day and you will go and get the qualifications required from you. Put all of that together, it is a real job with real responsibilities. Now, if you don't turn up for work and you don't go and get the education, you can get fired from your job. So we don't want you to go into this lightly. You have to know that it is an 80-20 split. There is work and education. We want you to make sure that you are choosing the right job from the start. Now, the truth about apprenticeships, you might find talking to other adults in your world that they may have a few ideas about apprenticeships, but this is where you can go and tell them if they're slightly wrong. You do earn a decent salary from day one. Now, wages go up, and what do you get once you are qualified? And again, we'll go over this later on. 90% of our apprentices stay in the job that they initially apply for. And why? Because you chose the course for you. You chose the right company to go and work for. So once you find the right company and they've chosen you, it's a perfect partnership. The 10% on there, more than likely, didn't choose the right company, didn't go and get their education, or weren't quite the right fit. Now, social life, this is a big one asked by a lot of parents. Do you miss out on not going to college or university? Well, you still have to go and get your education somewhere, so you are with other students and other apprentices getting that education in a college setting, university setting. The gain a degree slide here. This basically means that although you are in a 20% of your apprenticeship lifetime in education and not full-time education, are you going to miss out on the degree? The answer is no. You are on the same course as if you went off to college or university. You're just not there full-time, but the outcome is the same. But if you choose a higher or degree apprenticeship, then the nice part about this is there are no fees to pay. Your employer soaks up those fees from day one. University does cost quite a lot of money, and if you do need student finance, then you do have to pay that back at a later date. If you choose this route, you don't have to. It is soaked up from day one, all of it is. And you can relocate for a job. If you can relocate for university, you can relocate for a job as well. And you can leave home if you want to. Once you start doing some research into companies and finding out what they offer you, you might find that they even offer a relocation package. Is it the ideal opportunity for you? Until you do the research and make up your mind, you won't know. Now, the range of apprenticeships. This is $1 million question. What do you want to be when you grow up? Now, what I always say to students here is, do not pigeonhole yourself just yet. Don't give yourself a job title. What you need to do is actually look at the fields of interest that you have. Once you open that up, you will find hundreds of opportunities available to you. What we also say to students at this point is start doing your research as early as possible as well, because you don't know what's out there. And as apprenticeships come up all year round, opportunities are available to you all year round as well. So you might find that taking on an apprenticeship at the age of 16, 17 when you first leave school is the ideal opportunity, or you might find that after your college and gaining A levels, that's the time for you to start. But keep an eye on it because they do come up all of the time. And there are job titles out there I've never heard of. So again, I keep doing the research as well, so I'm up to date with everything. On the screen, you will see some companies, household names that we all recognise, but you also have to remember that in your local town, in your local high street, there are other companies that offer out apprenticeships as well. Now, whether you decide to go and work for Jaguar or a smaller company in your local town, it makes no difference. You will still be put on the same educational path, so your outcome will be the same as well. It's up to you. Is working for a large company where you want to start, or is starting somewhere slightly smaller an easier option for you when you first leave school? Are you not quite ready yet for somebody as large as Jaguar? And don't forget, it is down to you. Once you do the research and you find out what is offered to you, then you might find that starting somewhere more local is an easier option for you, or you might find you are ready for the big league straight away and they offer out the perfect package for you. That word research will come up a lot, and it is down to you to start that as early as possible. Once you start looking into companies, you might find that there are other opportunities within there. And again, when I said earlier, don't pigeonhole yourself just yet. If you went into finance, don't just look at banking houses, look within companies, because it doesn't take one person to run a company. They need lots and lots of levels behind the front door. So say we took Starbucks. You can't become a barista as an apprentice, but you might go and work for Starbucks in their finance department, their legal department, or even their resources department. So again, it's down to you to do that research and find out what's out there for you. Now, the level of apprenticeships that are on offer to you. Levels 2 through to level 7. Level 2 and 3 are the most popular for students when they first leave school. These are the equivalent of taking A-level. So instead of going off to college full time, this is where you will get that level of education. So level 2 and 3 are definite grade 4 and above in maths and English. Once you start looking at level 3s, you might find you're asked to actually get a grade 4 and above in a specific subject. But again, different companies want different things from you. Levels 4 and above are available to you after you have actually finished sixth form or college education and have already gained those A levels. But what I'll say at this point is, start looking now, because you might have an idea of what A levels to take if you think taking on an apprenticeship once you've finished sixth form is the way for you. So check that you are getting the right education now. Now, the 80-20 split I was talking about earlier, 20% in your education might be done in the workplace learning where tutors come to you, or it might be in a classroom learning. This might be a local college, or it could be at a university. If you've taken a longer length apprenticeship, then that can also become online learning. But that 20% of your time in education is still paid for. One thing I'll say here though is my eldest child, who did take on an apprenticeship, found that because he was in work every day, when he went into the classroom, the written work made sense to him because he did the work every day. He also found that taking the assignments that he was given into work with him, he could complete much easier because he could get help from the people he worked with. So that mixture of the two actually sits quite nicely. So although you have to go and get your education and go straight back into work, using the two to cross over is a great way to actually complete your apprenticeship and complete the education. So a quick roundup of the higher and degree apprenticeships for you. The learning is a little bit trickier, obviously. You've got to take on the learning side of this alongside work as well. So you have to be dedicated to this. The salaries though do start a little bit higher than the levels 2 and 3. So there is a little bit of an incentive there as well. But the great part about this is no debt at all. Your employer does soak up all of the university costs from day one. You get your student union card, so you still get a little bit of benefit yourself. So you can get discounts at your local eateries, at your bookstores, at your clothing outlets. Use it to the best advantage while you can. But the N2 boxes here are the most important. The experience alongside that 4 to 6 years. Now, we say 4 to 6 years because you are only in education 20% of the time, and a university degree normally lasts 3 to 4 years. We do not expect you to get the same outcome if you are only in that education setting for 20% of the time. So we've extended that learning time so that you get the best outcome at the end of the day. But put that alongside the experience that you're getting every day within the workplace. The two together marry up really, really nicely. And the outcomes for you are fantastic. You have gained 4 to 6 years worth of work experience. Your salaries go up every year. How embedded are you within that company? You've got your education all paid for, and the outcome, hopefully, will be absolutely spot on for you. One thing I will say here though, again from a little bit of personal experience, is once you have finished your higher and degree apprenticeship, your CV looks very nice to other companies because they didn't have to pay for your education. You have had all of that work experience and you know exactly what you're doing. You have exactly the same degree as somebody that has just finished university but doesn't have the actual work experience yet. So when you are doing this research, when I say compare them, compare what you would get as just a university student, compare what you would get as an apprentice, and compare what you would get going straight into the job market. Once you do the fors and against on all three, it's a lot easier to make up your mind which is the best route for you. So how do you find these great apprenticeships? The gov.uk website is the perfect place to start. They outline wages. Now, I will quickly highlight here that wages start from the government round about £4.15 an hour. That normally is towards the levels 2 and 3s, but a company will offer you anything from that and above. Obviously, they're in competition with each other and they need people to apply for their apprenticeships. So make sure when you do your research, you have a look around at different companies. You will find that as well, you are starting from an unqualified position. So find out what the company offers you once you are qualified and look at the different levels as well that they offer. So what do they offer at level 2? What do they offer at level 3 and level 4? It might make a difference as to when you apply for an apprenticeship. Do your research as much as possible. It's a big thing to take on an apprenticeship, so you have to be ready for it. If you go onto the government website and set up an alert, which you can, it's a really simple process, it takes about 3 minutes to sign up to them. They will send you any new apprenticeships that come out on a daily, weekly basis. Again, look into it, if it's the right one, apply. You can apply for as many apprenticeships as you like. You can apply alongside college, you can apply alongside university. You can even apply when you're 27, 35 or 42 years old. It's entirely up to you. Another great place to start are company websites. Look directly to them. They give you a lot more information than you might find on the government website. Also social media. Companies advertise on social media, but advertise yourself there as well. You'll find that if you let your friends and family know that this is the route you want to take, who knows who your best friend's mum works for or who your neighbour works for. It's a great way to start your apprenticeship lifetime with somebody you know maybe. Also Vacancy Snapshot, a great place to start looking at those household names that I showed you earlier. On there are small outlines about the company themselves and also what they offer alongside application tips as well and what they're looking for from you. So look at Vacancy Snapshot, and a great place to find them is on the Amazing Apprenticeship website. The Amazing Apprenticeship website is a great place to start, not only for you but for adults in your world as well. Tell your teachers, tell your parents, tell your carers about it. It's a great place to outline everything about apprenticeships as well. And of course, you can contact us at the National Apprenticeship Service at any time.
Thank you for the request to present the information today, and I hope you all found it useful. Please feel free to contact the Ask team if you need any future advice. Thank you.